Ladies and gentlemen, today Prime Minister Narendra Modi met top gamers of India. Prime Minister Modi also tried his hand at a few games, including virtual reality games. During the meeting, discussions on some of the persisting issues in the gaming industry with the players also took place. Prime Minister Modi, who has also been lauded as the flag bearer of Digital India, assured these young talented people that he will look towards working and boosting the gaming industry in India and embracing the creativity of these creators.
We are here for a big moment.
स्वागत है आप सबका।
हमें लगा ही नहीं कि हमारे एज में इतना डिफरेंस है।
मैं कलर करके बाल वाइट करता हूँ ताकि जहाँ लोगों को लगे कि मैं मैच्योर हूँ। क्या आपको ये फेस करना पड़ता है गेमिंग एंड गैम्बलिंग, इन दोनों की लड़ाई आपके सामने आती होगी, तब आप कैसे हैंडल करते हैं?
सर आरएमजी और स्किल बेस्ड गेमिंग को बहुत हाई टाइम हो गया कि डिफरेंशिएट करें।
Who is the biggest influencer in India? It's our Prime Minister. मैंने उल्टा दोस्तों में फैला दिया था कि खेलो मेरे साथ।
मैं बीमार हूँ, तुम भी हो जाए।
ये आप पहन लीजिए।
पहले तो मिला।
सर बहुत जल्दी कैचअप कर रहे थे। अगर मैं अपने पापा को भी सिखा रहा होता ना, वो फर्स्ट ट्राई में इतना ज्यादा नहीं कर पाते। I think Indian gaming peaked.
Today, I'm joined by two of these young gamers. Animesh Agarwal joining me live. He is also known as the 8-bit thug. Now, you have to explain to us what this means. He's also the founder of CEO 8-bit Creatives, India's leading esports consulting and talent agency. Also joining me this evening on the NewsHour is Payal Dhare. Aka Payal Gaming is how she's dressed, and she's had a journey of becoming a gamer or a content creator, accidentally coming into this field. And look at the number of people who follow her. On YouTube, it's about 3.7 million. And on Insta, you have over 3 million followers. Payal, oh my God. What do you guys do? But before I get to that, I want to know, how did this meeting with the Prime Minister happen? How long has it been in the works, in the planning? And how was your interaction with the Prime Minister?
I think we cannot say how long it was in the works because we'll never know. But then it came as an absolute surprise when we received a call that we have to meet the Honorable Prime Minister of India. It was actually unbelievable until the moment we actually met him and he walked into the room. Overall, it was a fantastic experience. There's so much more to come today. What we saw today is just a teaser, waiting for the full episode on 13, because that is where, the world will see what gaming industry is about.
Oh my God. And you think we often have this conception in our mind that the older generation's not too great at this virtual reality stuff. Payal, how did you find the Prime Minister engaging on gaming and virtual reality and the chat that you had with him?
So we played a few games with him and it felt like he's already a pro in the scene. And we use a few terms like pro, noob, and a lot of gaming terms that we use, like our gaming lingo, we can say that. But yeah, it was very insightful, very fun. And it's, I can't explain, like it's surreal having sitting next to the PM and playing games with him, having chat about the gaming scene and the gaming industry.
Okay, and Animesh, did the Prime Minister have problems in the virtual reality? Because we only know about the political games that are happening right now because elections are around the corner. But how would you rate the Prime Minister as a gaming expert?
I think he has a great grasping power. It just took me like 30 to 45 seconds to set him up and, just explain him a bit about especially the virtual reality part where he had to actually move his hands, get accommodated to that entire feel of wearing a virtual headset. And he was great. I mean, like he had a very high score, which is going to come out on the video. But overall, I feel that he has a great grasping ability and he could be a skilled gamer. I would rate him 10 on 10 for sure.
10 on 10.
Yeah, I mean, like you would obviously want the Prime Minister to be on your team, right? So that's why 10 on 10 for him.
Oh my God. And Payal, he's already 10 on 10 as far as politics is concerned. He's giving the opposition parties a run for their money. Would you also rate him a 10 on 10 on gaming and virtual reality when he played with you guys?
Absolutely. And the way he was holding the mouse, the keyboard, wearing the headset, and the virtual reality, as Animesh told us, we felt like he already know the game. We didn't need to teach him anything. He already know everything.
I also heard a comment that he made. I think somebody said, that we thought you would be younger, and then something he's saying that मैं बाल white color कराता हूँ. What was that conversation all about, Payal?
Yeah, I did that. I said, sir, हमारे एज में इतना डिफरेंस है, बट ऐसा फील नहीं हो रहा है आपसे बात करके. And he said, no, मैं अपने बाल कलर कराता हूँ, मैं तुम्हारी एज का हूँ. And there's a lot more you can see in the episode about the age group, about the gaming scene, about the developers and everything. There's a lot more to know. When the episode will come out, you will get to know everything.
But did you really feel that the lingo, the wavelength with the Prime Minister did not have an age gap? Because you guys are in your 20s, I think. And, the Prime Minister, as we all know him, we all respect him, of course. But to have that kind of a conversation, was that all right and normal for you, Animesh?
Yeah, I think it was all right and very normal. He is a very knowledgeable, insightful person. He knew what he wanted to discuss. He had done his background research on what gaming is. I found like some of the questions that he brought in front of us were very interesting because I did not expect that, he would touch on these points, which included making games for India, making games that impact the society, making games about policies, government policies, things that the government is doing. So, like he has his own thought process with everything that he discusses on. So it was actually very interesting to see that the Prime Minister is so well stacked up when it comes to any topic of discussion, and gaming being one of them. For me, I was just awestruck hearing him talking about things like difference between gaming and gambling. So, his concerns and his knowledge both were really well balanced when we were speaking to him.
So, Animesh, how many of you were there? And did you guys chat amongst yourself? Did you prepare for this interaction with the Prime Minister? Did he surprise you at any point?
Yes, we were 7 of us, and definitely we all are colleagues to each other. So we have known each other since quite some time. I think he surprised us at a lot of points, which the biggest thing was, when I mentioned the 10 on 10 thing, I think that also comes from his knowledge about the industry. The fact that he already knew so many things before we could enlighten him is what surprised me the most. His and that to minute things, which included ease of business, which included the game development scenario in India, which included the concern of parents not allowing their children to play games. So the fact that he follows even the minutest of news or things that are happening in every industry that is not as popular and not in forefront in the media is absolutely, I would say, mind-blowing.
So Payal, you are an engineer from Bhilai in Chhattisgarh. I want to ask you, gaming, as he said, most parents would be really worried. Gaming, is that a profession you want? There are still those exclamation marks coming in from parents when it comes to gaming. Did you discuss some of these concerns on whether gaming can be a profession, and how the system can work to make content creation a great game for Indians?
Yeah, I got the same reaction from my parents when I explained about the gaming scene. But when I started, gaming was actually adopting in India, and everybody was started YouTube, live streaming and all. And I tried to convince my dad because my dad hears me a lot, and it's easy to convince my dad. So I tried to explain him the scene and how can I make a career out of it? How can I make money out of it? Because I'm from a very small town, and I'm the one who runs the family now. I don't have a brother. I have a younger sister who's in school. So it was very hard for me to convince them to choose gaming as a career. But initially, I explained him the steps, how I'm going to start, how I'm going to work on that. And it took me a month to explain him everything. And then I shifted from my place to other place because I don't have a good internet connection at my home. So yeah, I shifted somewhere else. I stayed alone for 2 years and did my streaming and everything. And COVID really helped me a lot for reaching out a lot of audience in India because everybody was at home and all of them were using internet, especially YouTube. So yeah, that's how my journey started. Then I convinced my mom somehow that yeah, this is gonna be work for me. And when I got my first income, my mom was like, "Yes, you can do this. You can pursue this as your career."
Oh, fantastic! You can do gaming and you can earn money and be independent like Payal. Well, fantastic story. Payal, but Animesh, I really want to ask you, career in gaming, did you ever think that you'd actually land up at the Prime Minister's office and do a gaming session with the Prime Minister himself? Did it come up to your expectations, surpass your expectations? Tell me a little bit about your personal feelings. Were you a little nervous कि भाई देश के प्रधानमंत्री से मिलने जा रहे हैं? Were there any butterflies in your stomach, or was it just like a walk in the park?
No, definitely. When you're speaking to the Prime Minister, it's not a walk in the park, although we can walk in his garden. But I would say definitely I was nervous. I personally believe that it was a big moment for the Indian gaming industry. It actually validated the point that so many gamers like us have been working towards in the last 7-8 years to make gaming a viable profession in India. As far as a career option is considered, I definitely believe India has immense potential. As of 2023, the gaming industry employed more than 100,000 skilled professionals. The prize pool over esports tournament across last year was close to 181 million rupees. And then we had almost 18 lakh people participating in esports tournaments. If we talk about more numbers, India is home to 568 million online gamers. The industry is supposed to be at 6 billion CAGR by 2028. So I believe that the industry is definitely booming. And with the game development scene that is booming, that has started coming up in India over the last few years, especially with our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of making in India, we are now home to close to 1,400 gaming studios with almost 15,000 game developers. So I believe when you look at gaming industry, it's not only about being a gamer or a content creator. There are so many different professions that the gaming industry has to offer. And I believe that the upcoming generation would embrace them as they get to know more about it, starting today with this big test validation that we have gotten with the Prime Minister himself hosting us and talking to gamers in India.
So Animesh, any specific interaction, any specific comment that the Prime Minister sort of said to you, any words that you take away in your heart as a memory that will last you forever?
I think, in everything that he does, he has great concerns about the country and its people's well-being. So, when we went to diverge into the topic of game development, he was very much enthusiastic and, wanted the industry to know that games should be made around India, India's culture, things that help the youth to learn about our country. So I think that is one key takeaway, that how thoughtful a person is, even when we are talking of such a fun thing like gaming, but he wants to bring that in every time he wants to promote something. So I think that is one thing, that is something I'll keep it in my mind forever. And I think all fellow panelists shared the same thought. His entire idea of building games for India that reflect the Indian culture, that reflect things that help Indian youth in the coming generation, is something that someone needs a very big, broad horizon to think of that level.
That's the serious part. Any joke, any pun, Anything that gave you an insight
I think
into
on
the...
my name, yeah, I think he showed a fun concern towards my name being Thug, and he was like, you seem like a nice person, but if your name is brought out, your gaming name is brought out, people will think Thug, okay, like, a person who might not be that good. That actually, actually eased me out a lot because I was the first person introducing among everyone else, so that eased out the conversation a lot for everyone else.
So then why are you called Thug?
I give that name to myself. It has a long story, which is in the episode. So, you should definitely watch it when it comes out on 13.
No, but come on. Animesh Thug. What is this? It's actually scary.
Yeah, actually, it was more about that. The name was Thug Life when I used to play mobile games initially, like 10 years back. And then one of the games that I switched into did not take like a 9 alphabet name. So I had to cut it down. And then I made a team called 8-Bit, which is also the name of my company, 8-Bit Creatives. And then it became 8-Bit Thug. But yeah, the story behind Thug, into it. I can't spill all beans, obviously.
Come on, we are the channel, and I'm known to be the journalist who likes to spill everybody's beans. But okay, I'll be indulgent with you. But Payal, any special comment, any special chatter that happened that struck you as something that was close to your heart?
Yeah, I really love the point where he raised the point about the female community, the female gamers, and he especially asked me about how the community is growing. So I explained him a lot about the gaming industry, especially in the female category. So you will get to know more about all of that in the episode. I can't explain it here.
So were you the only woman on the panel?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it felt very great that I'm representing the female community. So yeah, it feels awesome.
Absolutely. Awesome is what you feel, and awesome is what I'm feeling, having you both on the show tonight. Hope this awesomeness continues. We're looking forward to that episode. And we do hope youngsters like you can open up doors to many other areas that have hitherto remained unexplored. All the very best to both of you, and we're really looking forward to that interaction and the entire show coming out. And who knows, you'll have a few million followers more on your list, earning more, gaming more, and more awesome than ever before. Thank you very much, Animesh, and thank you, Payal, for joining me on the NewsHour tonight.
Absolutely.
Happy gaming.
Thank you so much. Thank you.